You're probably spending hundreds of dollars on skincare products that promise you to get rid of your acne if you just follow the right routine and use the right products. But let me just tell you that it's bullshit. Like, the skincare industry is using your pain to sell you all these overpriced products that do absolutely nothing. In this video, I'll show you why their products are bullshit and go over what you actually need to do to get rid of your acne. This was my skin when I was using multiple skincare products like cleansers, exfoliators, toners. Like, there wasn't a product that I hadn't tried. And this is my skin now when I'm using zero like traditional skincare products. Also, like, if skincare was actually important, why do these traditional tribes that use zero skincare at all probably walk around in mud all day, have perfectly clear skin and no signs of acne? Well, I'm gonna get into that later. The skincare industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry valued at about $150 billion in 2024 and expected to grow over the years. They sell you all these dreams of getting rid of acne, you know, protecting your skin from the sun, like anti-aging, making your skin look younger, not getting, you know, dark eye circles and all this stuff. But the number one reason that it's just bullshit is that great health actually comes from within. There's this universal law that goes like this: as above, so below. Basically, like, if your body isn't functioning properly under the hood, you know, inside, how can you expect to have, you know, radiant, glowing skin on the outside? The skincare industry and all the, you know, dermatologists that actually approve of skincare are completely overlooking this fact, even though it's like backed up by scientific literature. There's multiple studies looking at the gut-skin axis, which is basically just this connection between, you know, your gut health and your skin health and how it basically influences each other. So you really think that if you have poor gut health and, you know, acne, eczema, whatever as a result of it, that you can just fix that by putting on some cleanser, exfoliator, serum, whatever that's made cheaply in China with shitty ingredients? Spoiler alert, like, you can. If you want to fix your skin, you need to fix the root cause of it, which is basically just getting healthy and fixing your gut health. So in short, like, you fix your gut health by prioritizing whole foods, cutting out junk food and all this bullshit, and limiting toxins in, you know, food and your environment and all that stuff. Eating, you know, high quality meat, eggs, dairy, fruits, little vegetables, stuff like that that's minimally processed is the way to go. However, some vegetables do have, you know, what is called anti-nutrients that can mess up your gut health and, you know, trigger, you know, acne, eczema, whatever you're struggling with. Things like gluten that can cause leaky gut, just a bunch of like anti-nutrients that you can find in vegetables. So that's why I would limit things like, you know, gluten, spinach, all that stuff, and, you know, at least like test it out in your diet, see if you can actually tolerate it. Basically, like, it's about prioritizing nutrient-dense foods with the least amount of toxins, which is basically what I went over earlier, you know, meat, eggs, dairy, fruits, and, you know, a little bit of vegetables if you can tolerate them. However, there's also more to being healthy than just diet alone. For example, exercising, limiting toxins, and all that stuff. And let's just start out with exercising. It's, you know, just great if you do it right. And by doing it right, I mean, you know, outside, you're getting sunlight, more on that later. You're wearing like natural fiber clothing, so cotton, wool, whatever, not like polyester that's just gonna expose you to microplastics, you know. You're outside doing like calisthenics, all that stuff, weightlifting, high intensity interval training, or just, you know, plain old walking is gonna be great for you. So exercising basically moves, you know, your lymph fluids around your body, which is one of your body's way of like clearing toxins. And when you do that, you know, you're clearing toxins that you might otherwise be, you know, clearing through your skin. Because back to basics, like, acne is just a way for your body to detox toxins and poisons, you know, exposing or like expelling them out through the skin. Just like how you would detox other poisons, like through like sweating them out through your liver, all that stuff. When those other systems are overloaded because you're exposed to so many toxins like we are in the modern environment, you know, your liver can't handle it, you know, you can't sweat out all the toxins, then like your body, you know, uses your skin to, you know, get rid of these toxins, which then shows up in the form of acne. So make sure you actually exercise if you want to be healthy, because obviously, first of all, like I just said, you're moving, you know, your lymph system around, but you're also sweating, which is just basically a win-win for getting rid of toxins that you might be storing in your body. But another thing that you also want to do is just limiting toxins in the first place, so you don't really have to, you know, detox so many toxins. Toxins and poisons come in many shapes and sizes in our modern world, you know. Ever since we've really been like industrialized, you know, there's just tons of poisons everywhere in the environment. So, but like, a great place to start is to limit your heavy metal exposure. Heavy metals are problematic because they, you know, they accumulate in your body, they damage the cells, they cause oxidative stress and inflammation, and can even cause cancer. And, you know, that's pretty unhealthy which is why, you know, they might be causing you acne by causing, you know, oxidative stress, cell damage. All these things are gonna make your skin look worse and just deteriorate your overall health. Like I said earlier, acne is basically just a way for your body to like detox toxins. So if you start out by actually not consuming that many toxins, you know, there's gonna be less bad stuff to, you know, excrete, and therefore less bad stuff to excrete through your skin, and therefore like your skin is gonna improve. Like, it's pretty common sense. And how you actually avoid heavy metals is actually pretty simple. You know, there's a couple big exposures that you want to be avoiding. Like, first of all, like eating these big fish like tuna, like swordfish, whatever, all these canned fish, you don't really want to be eating them except for like sardines, you know, because the smaller the fish, the less heavy metals they have actually accumulated throughout their life. Leafy greens are actually another like pretty huge source of heavy metals, so limit, you know, spinach, kale, all that stuff, you know, they are, you know, getting heavy metals like from the ground. Also like cocoa is another like big source of heavy metals, cadmium, all that stuff. So you want to, you know, just limit like vegetables in general, because they, you know, get like, there's heavy metals in the ground, and then they like get them up into the plant that you then eat. Rice, and especially brown rice, you want to be limiting, because it's a pretty huge source of heavy metals, along with, you know, tap water, pesticides, all this stuff. There's pretty much heavy metals everywhere, so limit all those things. Basically, heavy metals are everywhere, even in the skincare products that you're using. There's, you know, been tests of like skincare products, you know, sunscreens, all that stuff, and they also contain heavy metals. You can also find it in products that you use on a daily basis, like deodorants, shampoo, etc. And this is yet another reason why you shouldn't be using all these skincare products and like self-care products. Like, they're made in China, contaminated with like heavy metals and all this bullshit, filled with like 30 plus ingredients you can't pronounce. Like, my skin only started really improving when I actually cut out all these bullshit products, and I, you know, gave my skin time to just do its natural thing. These products, they're like very harsh, like they disrupt the natural skin barrier, and, you know, just the natural function of the skin. They don't let the skin heal properly. So like, really, like, trust me when I say this, you want to just focus on eating a clean diet, limiting toxins and all this stuff, and then just cut out skincare products, and your skin will improve. Just wash your face with water, and then just let your skin do its natural job. In the beginning, you know, your skin might react a little bit weird, because it's used to, you know, you applying all these products that are gonna strip it of its, you know, oils and just natural like skin barrier. But like, if you just stick to it for a couple weeks, like it's gonna improve, and your skin is gonna return back to, you know, homeostasis, like aka like balance, and your skin is gonna just improve. Nowadays, like, the only thing I will use like every once in a while is just a little like high quality beef tallow if my skin is feeling like particularly dry, you know, if I've been in the ocean or something like that. But other than that, I literally just wash my face with water and then just used absolutely nothing. And also, beef tallow is so much better than all the other moisturizers you can get, because, you know, it's one ingredient, it's natural, there's no chemicals in it, and, you know, way less contamination and all these products that you buy from China. And the last thing that I would recommend instead of skincare products is sunlight. The healing rays of the sun will do more for your skin than any cleanser, exfoliator, serum, whatever. And you know what the best thing about it is? The sun is 100% free. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on all these bullshit skincare products. I know you've heard from all these skincare products like, oh my god, use a moisturizer with UV protection because the sun is gonna damage your skin, it's gonna age you. That's what all the dermatologists say. It's literally bullshit. Like, there's so many benefits to the sun. First of all, like, you're producing vitamin D, you're producing nitric oxide, which is a vasodilator, which, you know, expands the blood vessels, which is really important because, you know, nutrients get to your skin through the blood vessels. So when they are expanded, you know, more blood can get through, you can get nutrients delivered to your skin, you can heal your skin, all that stuff. Also, like, you get a nice beautiful tan, which just makes your skin just look better in general. Sunlight also contains a lot of red and infrared light, which has been shown to, you know, be anti-inflammatory, reduce oxidative stress by actually producing antioxidants in the skin. So literally, like, please don't fall for the scam about, oh my god, sunlight is dangerous, avoid it at any cost. I made an entire article about why sunlight is actually good for you, which you can read on my free Substack. There's gonna be a link in the description. But yeah, even like science backs up sunlight being great. There's, you know, multiple like studies where it's literally been shown that the more sunlight you get, the longer you live. So like, don't fear the sun is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, embrace it, get as much of it as you can without burning, of course. And yeah, just like a little anecdote, like, I've always also like noticed that my skin is just way better in the summertime in general, when I'm getting lots of sun, compared to like now I'm starting to get, you know, wintertime. My skin is just getting paler and just getting, you know, just worse in general. when I'm getting pretty much 0 UV. But yeah, that's basically all I had. I hope you learned something, and please stop wasting so much money on skincare. Fix your skin from within. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, thanks for watching.